Carol surprises are just beginning. And she's sitting here going, oh no. And here's the thing, okay? All of you know Carol, and you know that she doesn't want to be the center of attention. Yes. She's very modest, she's very humble, but today she's going to have to bite the bullet because we have some more surprises for you. But the first thing is, what we're going to do is we're going to be toasting you, and a few people would like to say a few things, and they're all kind. And to begin the evening toast is your sister Annette.
Okay, I think I need a pedestal around here. Okay, so I use a pedestal, something soft, something round.
Something flat.
Something flat. Something that this will stick to. There.
I'm glad she doesn't try to nail it.
Hi. I'm Carol's favorite sister.
Hey!
Annette Swanson Daly. Several people are going to speak today about Carol. I would like to focus my comments about Carol's early years, BB, before Bill. First, I want to tell you, I love you, Carol, dearly. She has been a wonderful and important part of my life. She's a wonderful person, friend, sister, wife, mother, and recently a grandmother. One of our hopes that Carol and I have had is that we'd be blessed to be grandmothers of young grandchildren at the same time. That dream came true recently when Carol's daughter Kristen gave birth to her son Theo. My granddaughter is 6 months older, Sandra, than Theo. So we have two little monkeys at the same time. A number of you have come up to me today and asked whether Carol or I is the older one.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks.
Please remember, we are here today to celebrate Carol's birthday, no matter how old she is or looks. I like to refer to 1948 through 1953 as the golden years for my family. BC, before Carol. During these years, I was the center of the universe. For my parents, Gordon and Evelyn Swanson, they marveled daily at how clever I was, how adorable I was. Everything I did confirm for them that I was gifted and probably a genius. Well, that came to a halt when Carol was born. I was shocked to realize that Carol had replaced me as the center of attention for the Swanson family. Well, over the years, Carol has consistently demonstrated how brilliant she is. My husband and I wish we had a nickel for every time we looked at each other and said, what would Carol do? At the tender age of 12, Carol demonstrated how truly clever she was. She somehow learned the 4-digit codes the phone company repairmen used to check in.
I didn't know.
If a home telephone line wasn't working properly, the repairman would pick up the customer's phone and dial these 4 numbers and then hang up. Within 30 seconds, the line would call itself back. If the line worked properly, the phone would ring until you picked it up. Carol used this knowledge more than once to get me out of the bathroom. At 17, I began to date boys. I would spend a great deal of time in the bathroom fixing my hair and makeup before dates. When 12-year-old Carol decided I had spent enough time preparing for my date, she simply called the phone company's callback number. I would hear the phone ring, and then Carol would come to the bathroom door and say, "Dad, there's a boy on the phone for you." As I raced out of the bathroom to pick up the phone, Carol would race into the bathroom and lock the door behind me. When I would return to the bathroom, I found the door locked, and I could hear Carol laughing in the bathroom. I'm not going to tell you how many times I fell for this. But a boy calling me was a very powerful motivator for me to get to the phone as quickly as possible to see who it was. Something else most of you may not know about Carol is 10 years that Carol for 10 years was a professional dancer. She was a member of the South Pacific Dancing Group that performed in several locations in mainland and in the Hawaiian Islands. You fit in. Carol had to wear a black wig for all her performances. She had several native dancing outfits from several different island cultures. Hawaii, these were all custom made for Carol. Hawaii, Tahiti, Fiji, and Maori from New Zealand. I know Carol can be shy, but if you give her encouragement, she may be willing to dance for us. In hopes of Carol dancing for us tonight, I have brought her coconut bra. And
Right size.
the stuff to hold it together. And here's the other half of the coconut bra. Oh, and I designed a flower lei. Hold on. I got a old person's memories. Yes. And happy birthday. We all love you. You get to put this together.
I'll help her. I'll help her.
Good. I hope everyone's having a good time tonight. Everyone has their cup filled, having a good one. I just wanted to say a couple words about how much my mom means to me and how much I love her. So to start, I thought I'd start with a little background history about our family. So growing up, my family kind of had a good cop, bad cop dynamic where my dad was the bad cop and my mom was the good cop. And this isn't to say that my mom didn't have her rules. My dad had a lot of rules, but my mom had rules as well. But I don't think a lot of the things I did in my life were possible without this dynamic. My dad was the strict one, you know, he always he was pretty tough on me, but my mom was always there to help soften the blow, I guess.
Not coming off too well, I think.
Domestic abuse joke, just kidding. No, there was not.
Okay.
So my mom's the type of woman that she would take me to swim practice at 5:15 in the morning, be there to pick me up, take me to high school, be there to take me to swim practice in the afternoon, to take me to tutoring, and she was always there for me. She had dinner ready in the car. She really does care just so much about her kids, and she cares about everyone else, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know. And I really love and appreciate her. And I know all you guys love and appreciate her as well. So thank you all for coming tonight. And thank you. I love you more than bunnies.
So for those of you that did not grow up across the hall from me, we grew up, as Will said, in a very interesting household. My mother came from a house that was very, we'll say, matriarchal. Every woman is a powerhouse, the leader of her house. And we'll just say that my father came from a house that we'll say is very patriarchal. I'm just going to use that word. And so growing up, there's a very interesting power dynamic. And I think it's time that we call it. First story. When I was a kid, I didn't want to take pills. And so my mother would take an Oreo, take the cream off the Oreo. I know it makes her sound like a drug dealer. She would crush up the pill, mix it in with the frosting, and then give me the Oreo. Which I think is fantastic. Having a baby myself. Point mom. The second story. Now my father here has given blood and platelets over 300 times. He has saved countless lives, and you would think that would be point dad. However, years ago, this all started because the church was having a blood drive. And my dad didn't want to go. He's terrified of needles, terrified of blood. And my mom said, no, we have to go. This is something we need to do. We need to give back to the church. This is the best way to do it. So they go to the blood drive. However, you should have seen my father's face when my mother walked out of the blood drive because she was too low in iron. Third story. Sorry. Point mom. Third story. Years ago again, we decided to paint the house. And my mom is taking forever to pick a color. And my dad finally says, if you don't pick a color, I'm painting all the walls white. She says, okay, I'll pick a color. She comes home with the brightest yellow you've ever seen. And if you have been to our house, you have seen this yellow.
It's not that bad.
And I'm sorry, I'm gonna out you, Mom. But Dad, it's not yellow. You're colorblind. It's actually a very nice blue and we all like it. Point mom. And so this is all to say, I think it's clear that my mother has won this power dynamic. And so we got you something to hang in Dad's office. You gotta open it right here. Dad's office? Yes, this is to go in Dad's office. Okay.
Whoa, she's good.
I'm also Italian.
Va bene.
You're gonna have to stand up.
Should I stand up now? Oh gosh.
Yeah, why did you wait for her to stand?
I'm not sure. I think it's quite appropriate. Very, very funny. That's
I do want to say one last thing. Dad has been planning this for months since you were in Japan. He has shown me parts of this multiple times. He has given me that speech multiple times and cried all those times. He has shown everyone over there and he has been so excited to put this together. This is very nice. So,
Hopefully I can project here. And almost 37 years ago, across the room, and I see the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in the same room. I've ever been in the same room with. And I went up to her. Now I know this sounds a little bit vain on my part, but hey, I'm trying to sell something here. So I go up to her and I kind of like, she was standing up, and I kind of went up to her and kind of like this. Who the hell is it? She said, yeah. And I'm like, I kind of whispered, I know this really cute Italian guy that's a great cook. And of course she realized it. And she says, well, what's his number? So I was like, oh shit. So I did. I went and got her number. And 2 weeks after that, we were dating. 2 weeks after that, we were dating. Yeah, it's that fast. Now the thing is, people go, is that fast? And like you said. But Carol changed my life. She saved me. I don't want to get into my past, but it wasn't as good as my present. And I wasn't as good as I am now, and I hope to be better, but I owe it all to her. And many times I say to her, what would I do without you? Carol, if you were not in my life, I don't know what I'd do. I know I'd be searching for somebody just like you. I know I'd be looking for someone to adore. And it's lucky that I found the one my heart's been waiting for. But it's not luck. It's not luck. It's how it was meant to be. Because I've got you and you know that you've got me. And that's how it's going to stay for the rest of our living days. The way I feel when I'm with you, I want to feel always. So, if you were not in my life, the skies would be gray, and I'd miss being with you every single day. I'd miss holding your hand, being so close. There's so much I love about you. I don't know what I miss the most. So what would I do without you if I were alone? I know I'd miss the greatest love I've ever known. And I'd be despondent and miserable without a doubt. So what I'd do without you is something I never will find. Lots more coming,